What's going on, guys? GRIEZMANN here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today is going to be Sunday the 19th of May, got confirmed deals to go through and the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do that good stuff by leaving a like rating, pressing the subscribe button if you're new, and also press that bell notification next to it so you receive a notification every single time I upload a video. If you want to check out yesterday's episode, there'll be a link down below in the description box, and a current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time, it's a new transfer video. And finally, in the comment section below, out of all the transfers from last year, last season in general, it could be summer window or the January window, what was the best transfer overall? Right, and the very first confirmed deal today is going to be a player being released by Swansea City, amongst many others. So the player in particular is going to be Wilfred Boney, and he's now a free agent. I believe he was their highest earner for a while and wasn't really playing too much football last season. Also pretty certainly got loaned out at one point in January. But alongside him, there is Leroy Fer, Martin Olsen, Narsing and Routledge all leaving. I've put this next one as a confirmed deal because the site I use for my information on multiple sites are suggesting it is done, but so far Ajax haven't tweeted it out. The player is going to be Lisandro Martinez. He joined Ajax from Defensa for €7 million, and that's all it is for now. And now we've got Max Kruse becoming a free agent after Werder Bremen confirmed their captain will be leaving after his contract expires at the end of the season. Bournemouth have agreed a £13 million fee of Bristol City for defender Lloyd Kelly. That's according to Sky Sports News. And there's also interest there from the likes of Liverpool and also Arsenal. But as of right now, Bournemouth are the only team to make proper formal contact for him. And according to Record, they are saying that West Ham United are leading the race to sign FC Porto striker Moussa Marega in a reported £13 million deal. And West Ham were linked to a striker back in January because then it seemed like Arnautovic would be leaving. He signed a new contract, but I imagine they're probably interested in letting him go this summer. And now we move on to a rumour according to the Express and the Daily Star. They're saying Wolves are very keen on Salomon Rondon, who has a release clause currently at West Bromwich Albion of £16 million. He spent last season on loan to Newcastle United, and to be fair to him, played very well. And it kind of depends because Newcastle are also very keen to get him on a permanent basis, but it may decide, or the main deciding factor is if Rafa Benitez is staying for next season. Whereas for Wolves, they can offer European football next season, the Europa League, and fair play to them as a club and also to their manager Nuno, they had a great season. Juventus have targeted Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino to replace Max Allegri, and that is according to the Express. And I mentioned yesterday, likes of Pep Guardiola was linked to Juve as well, but Pep did say yesterday, or on Friday should I say, during the conference for the FA Cup final, that he isn't going anywhere, he is staying at Man City. But you can clearly understand why Juve would be very much interested in getting Pochettino on board, because for Tottenham, he might not have won a trophy just yet, but he's got a fantastic squad, or built a fantastic squad, plays brilliant football, and his in-game adjustments to tactics like counteract stuff that isn't going very well is definitely top tier. And now according to UOL Esporte, they're saying Brazil right back Dani Alves, who now is 36 years old, has stalled on a new contract and contract talks with Paris Saint-Germain. That's because he wants to move to the Premier League before he retires. Initially, before making the switch to PSG a couple of seasons ago, he was into a Premier League move back then as well to Man City. So for now, we'll have to wait and see who ends up offering him a contract and maybe consider him the Premier League for next season. And now according to Sky Sports News again, they're saying Manchester United have reportedly made contact with Fulham over a potential deal for Ryan Sessegnon. Juve and Tottenham are also interested in the teenager, but have yet to make a formal approach. Sessegnon has 1 year left in his current deal and is understood to want to remain in the Premier League. This article doesn't say a fee, but if you base it off of other articles linking him to Tottenham or elsewhere, the rumoured fee for him seems to be around the £40 million mark. And now according to Record, they're saying Barca and Netherlands goalkeeper Jasper Cillessen, who's 30, is a leading candidate to replace David De Gea at Manchester United. That's if the Spanish keeper leaves Old Trafford this summer. The likes of De Gea, Paul Pogba, Alexis Sanchez, and the highest earners at United currently will be taking like a 20% pay cut because of no Champions League football for next season. There are rumours suggesting that PSG could be interested. So far it seems to be mainly PSG. And for United to replace him with Cillessen, he's a backup goalkeeper currently at Barca, but he's still pretty solid, but obviously nowhere near De Gea's level. Sky are suggesting a very short one by saying Everton are very interested in signing Fulham striker Alexander Mitrovic this summer. That's all it says for now, no fee mentioned, but you'd assume if there's genuine interest there, we'll find out a fee very, very soon. And now according to Daily Express, they said Adam Lallana fears he has no future at Anfield under Jurgen Klopp, and he has told his friends he'd welcome a move back to the south coast of Southampton. Liverpool are expected to ask for around £13 million for midfielder. Southampton do have the money, but they're very concerned about the midfielder's injury record. And you can understand why, because for the last 2 seasons pretty much he's been out. He comes back for like 2 or 3 games, and after that he's gone for another month or so. One of the most entertaining teams throughout the whole last season for 18-19 was of course Ajax in the Eredivisie, but mainly for them it was a Champions League run which kind of like opened people's eyes, and you're like, you know what, their team is really talented. And now we've got some huge news about one of their key players from the director Mark Overmars. He has confirmed that Hakim Ziyech will leave the club this summer and admits he will leave when a top club comes in for him. The Liverpool Echo are saying Liverpool will definitely be interested in watching him for this summer, but according to pretty much every single outlet, they won't be the only team interested. Because for example, the Daily Mirror are saying Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are all scouting the player, and for Dortmund they were very close to signing him back in January. And another key part to this young Ajax team is going to be their captain, De Ligt. He's very much in demand this summer, and according to a journalist called Gerard Romero, who works for RAC1, he has said Ajax believe that De Ligt's value has risen in recent days. His agent Mino Raiola, who has got a European ban, I think in Italy and potentially across all the top European leagues, he is asking for more money, and De Ligt himself is demanding a leading role at Barcelona, and at this very point in time, Barca, they're unable to agree to those demands. I would assume Barca are still the favourites because they can negotiate a bit and sort out some kind of deal. But the other favourites alongside him, a lot of teams that are mentioned, I'd probably say Liverpool definitely up there because Guillaume Balaguer said before that they want to partner him alongside Virgil van Dijk, just like he plays at international level. Bayern, I think, were interested. United were turned down, and I forgot the other team, but there's definitely a lot of interest. And next up, according to reports coming from France, they're saying Tottenham and Juventus have both submitted provisional contract offers to Lyon midfielder Ndombele. The player himself has not made a decision as of yet, and he said that he's basically calm about the situation, and if he does move on this summer, he hasn't really decided who he's going to at this point in time. And the president of Lyon, Jean-Michel Aulas, who apparently is very hard to negotiate with, is saying that whoever wants to buy him, he's referring to the price that Manchester United paid for Paul Pogba back in 2016, which is €100 million. And a few bullet points are that Manchester United, they're not making a move until Paul Pogba's future is clearer, and for Paris Saint-Germain, they're getting closer to a provisional contract agreement, but questions over whether they can afford him with financial fair play. Marca are saying the lawyer of Atletico Madrid striker Antoine Griezmann is expected to meet with Barca officials imminently to finalise a move for the France international. In yesterday's episode, he was linked to a move to Man City, but Pep actually denied that during the FA Cup press conference. So the definite favourites, again, just like De Ligt before, are still Barcelona. And now according to AS, another player of Atletico Madrid linked to a move away is going to be Rodri. And the Spanish outlet are saying Man City are reportedly ready to activate his release clause of €70 million or £61 million. And AS are suggesting the reported replacement for Rodri is going to be their rival Real Madrid, their young midfielder Marcos Llorente. Los Blancos have told them it will cost around €50 million to buy him, or £44 million. And realistically, Madrid, they don't want to sell him to Atletico because of rivalry basically. They want to sell him to a Premier League club instead. And to be fair, Atletico do have a lot of funds for this summer because they've sold so many players, or will be selling so many players. So €50 million, it won't really be too much for them. And the final rumour of the day is according to the Daily Express, and they're saying Arsenal is set to bid for Roma defender Kostas Manolas in an effort to shore up their leaky back line for the next Premier League campaign. Arsenal conceded 51 goals last year, and they're now identifying the £31 million man, or I think it's like €35 million, as a potential solution. And that fee would be his release clause, so I'm assuming it'd actually go through. And their recent signings, Mustafi, I say recent, last few years, Mustafi hasn't been a success whatsoever. And Socrates had his moments here and there, but still can be a bit shaky. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So as always, if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, pressing the subscribe button if you're new, and press that bell notification next to it, that'd be greatly appreciated. And also my current schedule, every day at 8 AM UK time's a new transfer video. Comment section down below, who's the best transfer of the 18-19 season? So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.